Hey everyone, it's Alexander, the real Mr. Robinson. Welcome to the channel, and this is my review for The Giant Claw, which came out in 1957 and is one of the most infamous monster movies of that decade. The movie stars Jeff Morrow, who plays a pilot. He's out on a test flight when suddenly he sees an unidentified flying object flying past him. He isn't able to get a really good look at it, radar doesn't pick it up, and his superiors don't believe him at all. Suddenly, there's a lot of reports happening around the world of planes going missing, a giant claw found at a nearby farm area. So he and a mathematician played by Corday try to get to the bottom of it. They try to figure out what exactly is going on, only to discover that there's a giant extraterrestrial bird flying around the world, wreaking havoc. It's as typical as a monster movie as it can be, just based on that plot description, but this movie is almost anything but typical. Let me tell you about a man named Sam Katzman. Sam Katzman was a producer way back in the early days of Hollywood who would produce a lot of low-budget films and serials that would make their money back without any sweat at all. In fact, he actually produced one of the old Batman serials, Batman and Robin. But most of his producing credits include movies like The Creature with the Atom Brain, or The Werewolf, or Zombies of Moratau, which are actually all movies that you can find on the Sam Katzman box set released by Arrow last year, including The Giant Claw. But Sam Katzman also produced two noteworthy Ray Harryhausen movies, It Came From Beneath the Sea and Earth vs. the Flying Saucers. And at one point, it was thought that Ray Harryhausen would do the special effects for this movie right here, The Giant Claw. And in a way, it would be ironic had he done the special effects for The Giant Claw, because in the same way The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms inspired the original Godzilla, this movie, The Giant Claw, was inspired by Rodan, which came out in Japan just a year before this movie. But unfortunately, due to budget restraints, they couldn't get Ray Harryhausen, so instead they got a special effects company in Mexico to do the special effects for the bird. And honestly, if Ray Harryhausen had done the special effects for The Giant Claw, I don't think this movie would have turned out the way it does, because this is really one of those so bad it's good movies. Now, the poster right here does not show the bird. I purposely made the thumbnail for this review to not show the bird either. Throughout my almost 10 years of doing movie reviews on this channel, I have shown pictures of the Giant Claw in a couple of videos, most notably my Shin Godzilla spoiler review. But if you've never seen the Giant Claw before, if you've never seen the movie, if you've never seen a picture of it, if you've never seen any of my previous videos, if you're brand new to the channel, first of all, welcome. Second of all, I'm just gonna give you guys a spoiler warning right now. The Giant Claw is something that when you see it, you will instantly be like, what the hell? I know this movie is like 65 years old. It came out in 1957. We are in 2022 right now, so it's pointless for me to scream spoiler alert for a movie this old. But really, I gotta brace you guys for what you're about to see. So here's what the Giant Claw looks like. Yes, that is a real monster that appeared in a real movie in 1957. I mean, this thing doesn't even look good for the 50s. It's got flaring nostrils, googly eyes, a mohawk. Whenever it roars, it's more like a high-pitched scream, almost like a goat scream. And when it flies, it's the cheapest marionette you will ever lay eyes on. It is just so insane. This creature is one of the most bizarre creations ever, and it's the sole reason why this movie gets talked about. And there are two other aspects about this movie beyond the monster's design that makes it hilarious. For one, none of the actors knew what the monster would look like, so they had to use their imaginations, and there's a sequence when they get like satellite footage of the Giant Claw, or it's more like aerial screenshots, and it plays to horrifying music. And the very last photo that they show is the Giant Claw looking dead into the camera, almost in an extreme close-up manner. And you have Mara Corday's character going, like she's horrified at what she's seeing. So it just makes it even hilarious. On top of all that, the explanation they give for the Giant Claw existing is hilarious as well. They say it's an extraterrestrial bird as big as a battleship that really did come from outer space. When I say extraterrestrial, that's not an exaggeration. They say it came from outer space in an antimatter shield, and it flies in a spiral pattern. How Jeff Morrow's character actually came up with that theory is mind-bogglingly hilarious. It is a special kind of movie. And speaking of Jeff Morrow, I really feel bad for this guy. When the movie premiered in his town, he went to it, and the second the giant claw appears on screen, the audience apparently roared with laughter, and he left the theater embarrassed. So, think about that. You're trying to do the best job you can in this 50s B movie, and then all of a sudden the final product is practically ruined by this bird. So if I can briefly step aside from the so bad it's good quality of the movie, I want to talk about something that actually legitimately works. In fact, this is something that actually works better in this movie than The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, and that's actually the dynamic between the two leads. Jeff Morrow and Mara Corday actually have really good chemistry with each other, and their banter is actually charming. They play well off each other, they have charisma, and honestly, I remember these characters a lot more than I remember the lead characters from The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. It's just the monster in that movie is infinitely better than the monster in this movie. And the movie is quick. It moves at a breakneck speed. It's never boring. Maybe not for all the right reasons. I don't know, it's just a really hard movie to review without talking about anything but the giant claw itself. So I will just wrap this review up right now by saying this. Nowadays, it's hard to come across a movie that really lives up to that so bad it's good quality. There are a lot of movies that come out that purposely try to go for that so bad it's good quality, but fail because you don't purposely make a movie with that goal. You have to stumble upon it by accident. And what makes movies like The Room, the original Birdemic, and The Giant Claw fit perfectly into the so bad they're good category is that the filmmakers went into this with a sense of earnestness. They went into those movies thinking they were making something good. They put their heart and soul into those movies, and the fact that they turned out so bad just makes it even more commendable. Like, I hate Birdemic. That movie drives me insane, but the fact that there's so much integrity going into it is something I have to applaud it for, and the same can be said about The Giant Claw. So, this is a difficult movie to rate, so I'm just going to fall back onto the traditional rating of watch at your own risk. This is not a movie that I can tell you whether or not you should see, but I will say if you're in the mood for a movie that's so bad it's good, The Giant Claw is right up your alley because it is just wildly entertaining for all the wrong reasons. I mean, this is a movie. The Giant Claw's first appearance is on the level of Darth Vader saying to Luke Skywalker, "I am your father." Let me explain first of all. On YouTube, you see a lot of videos of parents showing their kids that twist in Empire Strikes Back for the first time and the utter look of shock on their faces. The reveal of the Giant Claw is one of those instances where if you have somebody who has never seen the movie before, you have to film their reaction to when the Giant Claw first pops up. The very first time I ever saw this movie was with my dad. He was about to tell me something that was unrelated to the movie, but as soon as the bird pops up, he just stopped. His brain shut off, and he was just looking at the Giant Claw going, what? So that's a series of videos I want to see pop up on YouTube in the future. Like, we can retire, okay, maybe not retire, but we can slow down on the "I am your father" reaction videos from Empire Strikes Back. We need more "The Giant Claw appears" reaction videos on YouTube because holy shit, that would gate a lot of views, I would think. And there you go. That's my review for The Giant Claw. I hope you enjoyed it. And once again, I do apologize that you're only getting 2 retro reviews this Halloween. The other 3 movies I was going to do were House from 1977. It was going to be an updated review. John Carpenter's They Live, and the original Tremors film from 1990. Unfortunately,
that's obviously not going to happen. But the good news is that I'm going to be reviewing all 3 of those movies next year, in addition to the 5 horror movies that I have planned for next year. So you're going to get 8 retro reviews next year total, all randomized. I still have a few other Halloween-related videos to upload, mainly relating to Halloween Horror Nights from 2021. I'm taking the videos that I made for my vlog channel from last year and then just moving it to this channel right here, since I'm not on that channel anymore. So I hope you enjoyed those. I do apologize that I couldn't go to Halloween Horror Nights 2022, but with being entirely busy at work combined with having COVID on the last week of October, I just didn't see that happening. So I do apologize, but I'm going to make it up to you by ranking all 13 Halloween movies now that the Blumhouse trilogy has ended, and that will be uploaded on appropriately Halloween. So thank you guys so much, and I do apologize for this inconvenience. But now I want to know what you guys think about the giant claw. If you've seen it, what did you think? Whatever the case may be, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button to get notifications. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, go check out my Twitch channel, and support me on Patreon. I'll see you guys in the next video, but until then, have a good day, and take care of yourselves.